Loki just finished on Disney Plus, MCU show to air on Disney Plus. The first two are WandaVision and Falcon the Winter Soldier. In this video, we are going to give our thoughts on all three shows, and then we will give our rankings. Before we get into this, please like, subscribe, and follow DM Reviews on Twitter. Link should be in the description. Also, make sure to comment what movie TV show we should review next. A warning that there will be spoilers for all three shows in this video, so if you haven't seen them yet, I think we both highly recommend that you go watch them now. So we're going to start with WandaVision since that was the first one to be released. So we can start with your opinion. So what did you think of WandaVision?
I thought the beginning had a rough start. I didn't really think the whole entire old TV show vibe was my thing. I wasn't born in that time, so I didn't really appreciate it as much. But I thought once episode 4-ish kicked off, that's when the mystery really started. That's when it started to go into color, in the 80s era, and that's when the characters really started to realize that something is not right with where they're living in. And I thought it was really cool. And I thought the ending was a teeny bit anticlimactic just for how great the rest of the show was, but it was still a pretty good ending. All right, so what do you think?
So, I'm just, I disagree with you on this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I really think I love those first few episodes where they do the old TV show thing because it's very hard to appreciate them. I didn't for sure, right? The first time you watch them because you don't know what's actually happening. But once you know that this is Wanda's reality, so she can live with Vision, it makes it all the more heartbreaking because this is really what she wants to live. I'm sure she'd rather just live a normal life, but this is the closest she can get to that. And it's so heartbreaking to see her being just wanting this so hard. And then it makes the ending where she has to lose it all so much more heartbreaking. And then I think if she does eventually take a villainous turn, this is really what we can look at for this because she clearly is so heartbroken by this. But for the rest of the show, I love this show. I thought they did a really good job with it. I agree that the finale was definitely I don't know if anticlimactic is what I would call it. I think it was just, the show was so unique compared to other MCU projects, which I really do value in all these shows and movies. So I was very excited to see that. And then it kind of ended with a sky beam, a big CGI fight in the sky, two of them actually. So it just didn't feel like it fit in with Kevin Feige or somebody told them we're worried that this is going to be too off-brand and weird, so we need you to make this a little bit more normal so the viewers will feel this is still MCU clearly. And I kind of felt like that was just out of place here. I would have rather another, we'll get into Loki later, but at the very least, Loki at the end. Here, it felt like they just regressed into just normal MCU stuff, which isn't bad. I love the MCU, but it could always use some more uniqueness, and it felt like they lost that. But I love the villain. I thought Catherine Hahn was really good in the show. Everybody was really good. It didn't have nothing against Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, but they definitely didn't have the on-screen chemistry as we saw in the other shows with in Falcon and Winter Soldier with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, and then with Loki with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. Those two are far better than these ones, but that's more about them than the WandaVision. But I really love this show. So any big disagreements on that?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on most of it. Obviously, besides that the first two episodes were good. I genuinely hated them so much.
I remember. Yeah, you kept telling me this should be awful.
This is gonna be a little bit. I don't think you're gonna agree with this one at all. I did not like the villain at all.
Really?
It was just she was what's it
Agatha
called?
all along.
I didn't like it that much. I thought it was really weird, and I guess in your words, unique. But I didn't.
Weird is what they were going for, though.
I know, but the whole entire witch thing that she was a witch, it was really weird. Especially that the whole entire Salem witch trials for her. I thought that was a teeny bit odd, even for what the show was going for. But the story in general, I thought was incredible. That was great. You were right.
Yeah, great mystery. Yeah.
It was really heartbreaking for Wanda. The ending showed that she was all alone. But the one thing that I really thought that they just should not have done, I thought was really stupid, was you remember how in the end they were making a new Vision from Vision's parts?
Yes, sure. The white one?
Yeah, the white one. I did not think they should have given him his memories back. I think that would have been more impactful if she was actually left completely alone and without even knowing that her old Vision was still around.
I definitely agree that the white Vision definitely felt kind of tacked on and very out of place there. He didn't really seem to do much.
It just sounded.
And I agree. I would be very upset if they do something where Wanda actually gets to be with this Vision, because that would feel very odd. And like, I agree with you that it takes away the heartbreak of WandaVision and what'll probably be her villainous turn, which I'm predicting is going to happen,
I
especially
think,
considering that end credit scene at the
yeah,
end.
I th-
But
I think
what's in? What are
I
you
think
saying?
they were just like, what's it called? Putting it on to try to have a small happy ending for Wanda, even though it really felt like it should just not have been there. It felt like it was just there for no reason. It just like, it wasn't my favorite part of the show.
I mean, I definitely. I'm honestly, I did not even think about her being with that White Vision until you brought it up. So I didn't really feel that until you said it, but I don't hate it so much just because we really don't know where that's going. I mean, obviously we'll see him again because he just left and we didn't see much more of him. I don't know exactly where that will be. I mean, maybe it'll be in that Armor Wars show, but that would, I mean, that's what like Tony Stark's armor, so probably not this Vision one, which I think is vibranium. Wait, no, it's vibranium, right?
Yeah, same.
Visions, yeah. So yeah, I don't think he'll be there, but I mean, it could just be next one, I guess. So I mean, if they end up together, then yes, it would be I would be very upset about that. But if they just take him in a different direction and they never really, I mean, if Wanda like never really meets him and they never ever anything romantic between them, then I don't think I'd be too mad.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you on that also. I just think it's stupid that they ended the show with a brand new vision, which obviously because it's Disney, obviously that vision that vision is not over yet. They're gonna meet somehow, and they're gonna be a whole
Sure.
chemistry. It's Disney, and that's what they've done with every single character. So it's just it's not gonna happen.
All right.
Well, it
So
is gonna happen. They're definitely gonna end the meeting. It would be heartbreaking if that vision never got his memories back, so when they meet he didn't know who it was. Like, wouldn't that have been like more like interesting, like, but not in WandaVision. Like they could
yeah,
have
definitely not
made
WandaVision.
him and then he could have left or whatever, kind of bringing part of his consciousness but not remember Wanda, and then like in a separate movie or armors, like you were saying, they could meet
Yeah.
again, and then it would be very heartbreaking for Wanda, especially that they were never able to
I mean, yeah, we've seen that in a lot
the
of stuff
Vision
before.
like never remembered her, which I thought
I
would
mean,
be pretty cool.
we've seen similar storylines like that, not in the MCU, but I mean, in other things. Like, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there are definitely some TV shows that I have in mind, and one movie, which one other movie that have definitely done similar things, where one character likes another character, and they have liked each other before, but now one of them doesn't have the memories. So I mean, it's definitely something they could do, like would not be unprecedented. And I mean, obviously they're not going to do it anymore because he has the memories. But I guess you could maybe do that. Maybe he has the memories, but he doesn't have the emotions. So he just doesn't feel like love towards WandaVision. So next in release order was Falcon Winter Soldier. So what did you think of that show?
I thought it was an amazing show. I thought it was really good. I thought it was pretty much just a very, very long MCU movie, which people may think it's a bad thing because they just don't have any more content. But this always had a lot of content. I thought the whole entire story with how this like militant group, this like revolution wanted how things were before everything was put back in place after the events of Avengers Endgame, because the whole entire community, like it made me like rethink who was the good guy and who was the bad guy. Like they obviously had good intentions, but just didn't do it in like right ways. And then the right way. I thought the action was great. It was thrilling, and the chemistry between the actor of Bucky, which I know the actor of
Sebastian Stan,
yeah, Sebastian Stan, and the actor of Falcon. I forgot his
Anthony
name.
Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
brain fart there. And and I was
Look,
like,
I talked about them before. I feel like you should remember that.
no, I knew them. I just whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, go on.
So yeah, I thought that like whole chemistry was really funny and hilarious, and the whole entire part of how Sebastian Stan going through was going to like a shrink, was I thought was really funny. And then
Yeah,
in
no,
the
there were some
ending
great scenes there.
when him and Anthony Mackie went to the shrink together, I thought that was hilarious. The whole entire conversation was amazing.
And then they have to like sit right next to each other.
Yeah, I just thought it was really funny. And I thought the main antagonist was very good. The girl, the leader of the whole entire group, was
Yeah, I don't
very
remember her
good.
name.
You saw at the ending, the end was like how it looked like that everyone was kind of against her, even the people in her own group, they kind of disagreed with her. Like we saw that when she burnt down the place with people in it, that they were obviously very against that. And I thought that was very cool. I thought the whole entire like plot of that was pretty interesting. What about you?
So, I mean, I did not like it as much as you do, that's for sure. I mean, I definitely agree with the Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan stuff, as I discussed before. They were really good. They were funny when they needed to, but they also had some great serious moments. And I love what they did with each of those characters, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, I love that at the end it said Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That was I
Yeah,
definitely
that
got
was cool.
that got a laugh out of me because obviously there was already a movie. But so I mean, my main problems with the show are you did talk about how it felt like an MCU movie, and that to me, as I probably hinted at before, was definitely a negative because I was talking about in WandaVision how much I value uniqueness and creativity, and there was obviously creativity on display, but I mean nearly as much as most movies, most of the MCU movies and the other two TV shows. So I mean that definitely hurt it for me. It definitely had the clearest villain of either of the other two. Like WandaVision took a while to reveal that Agatha was the villain, and Loki, I mean, obviously there is a villain, but it's not. You don't really know who it is until the very end. I mean, I guess they were kind of there all along, but we'll talk about that later. So it only had the clearest villain of any of the other ones, but I do not like them as much as Agatha. That's for sure. But obviously, I know we have difference of opinions on her. So I did not like it as much. I mean, the action was great. You talked about that. I mean, obviously the stunt choreography and I mean all that stuff. I mean, I remember there was the one on the trucks that were going where they had to get like some
Oh yeah,
vaccine
Paul
thing or
Walker.
something.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was definitely. I mean, I know that I was reading about this. They had to cut out a large portion of the show because there was a lot of vaccine and disease talk, and obviously because of COVID,
I
people
did
were.
not know. That's hilarious. Actually.
I mean, yeah, because they assumed, and they were probably right that especially during COVID when this was released, people were not in the mood and are probably still not in the mood for something like that. So they're definitely.
So was it meant to be like 10 episodes instead of 6 or like 9?
No, I think it was still 6. I think that was always the intention. Just a lot of the episodes are probably shorter, and a lot of it had to do with the villain. Like her backstory had a lot to do with that. Because there was a scene where I think it was her mother or something who was dying from a disease, and that was basically all they could actually show you from that subplot.
Or was it like someone who raised her, something like that?
It was something like that, and that was basically all they could show you because they didn't want to go into the vaccine stuff. And I think that really would have helped the villain if we showed their backstory, but they weren't going to come back and reshoot everything. So this is what we got. So I can't really give them any, like, I can't take it away from them just because they weren't able to show us stuff, which I really don't blame them because I would not have liked vaccine talk and stuff like that. Well, I mean, vaccines are obviously going to be, disease talk, stuff like that, right then. So I can't really blame them on that one, but they still felt a little bit weaker. And the finale, honestly, I kind of felt this about all three of them. The finale definitely was not great for me. I thought, especially, I mean, I love the costume for Falcon, well, or Captain America now. I mean, I guess I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. But he gave that speech.
I did not like that costume. I thought that was really weird.
When I first saw it, I was like, what is that?
I know. I first saw it, I was like, why is this cool? This is awful. This is the most silly thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, that was.
I never liked it. It was just too weird looking.
Yeah, no, that was it was. Yeah, I guess I should not say I love it. I definitely did not. It was tolerable. I guess it's not on par with other great superhero costumes, but that is what it is.
I love Paul Walker. I thought he was amazing. I thought he was so good.
Was that the character's name?
So no, that's just the guy's name. I don't know his name.
No, he's Kurt Russell's son, the actor. Paul Walker's the guy from Fast and Furious who passed away.
Oh my god! And who was the guy that I'm thinking of?
I cannot remember the actor's name.
Like, no, who plays in
the character's name?
Yeah, it's
I think it is Walker. I mean, it doesn't matter. We'll just call him
Walker the whole time.
Yeah, it's okay.
You didn't even like.
I don't know. I thought for a while that you might have been right, but I don't think you are on this one. I think I'm right. And it's okay. We'll move on. But a couple more things I wanted to say about the finale. So one, Falcon or Captain America, sorry, gave that huge speech to all those like senators about like you need to do better. He did not give an actual alternative to what they're currently doing. That really bothered me. Like, you got to give them something. You can't just say, do better. Like, tell them something. Even if it's not what they do, you got to give them an alternative. You can't just say, you need to do better, Senator. Like, I would have preferred he act, because he's a smart guy. Like, I would have preferred he really do more. But I love the Isaiah Bradley subplot. That I love how that all wrapped up with that scene where he's now in the Captain America Museum.
Really cool. I thought that was very nice.
Yeah. But on the character of not Paul Walker, but we'll just I can't.
You even called him it.
Yeah, because I just assumed you were right, but I think I'm right on this one.
It's Wyatt.
Well, let's call him
John Walker. That's his name.
John Walker. Yes, that's right. All right. So John Walker, I thought they were setting him up very well because they didn't make him just an evil person, like because that is a very easy way here, is just to make him evil, but because he's obviously going to be an antagonist because they're going to eventually want to get the shield back from him. But I like that they were trying to humanize him and make him a good character, and then they just What?
So the ending with him I thought was pretty nice. That
Oh,
he
honestly,
became a secret U.S. agent, which obviously the story's not over yet. Maybe they're gonna have a Disney Plus show just dedicated to him. But I think
the
it was
ve-
pretty cool.
the very end I didn't mind. I liked how he's not going to be done, and he has this new. There's clearly people who like him, and stuff like that. But I just felt like I didn't like how he just devolved into pure evil, and I would have preferred he stayed on the
Oh yeah,
somewhat of a good guy. I mean, even if he just devolves into an anti, I would have preferred be more of a hero. When right now it seems like he's just going to be a villain eventually.
Here's
But
my big question, okay? How did his girlfriend stay with him?
wait,
The
what are you talking
ending.
about?
Remember when he was being recruited to be like a secret U.S. agent at the end?
Sure.
His girlfriend was with him, or his wife, or whoever that was.
Wait, they stayed with him?
Yeah, he killed some man in cold blood, and the girlfriend was actually still there at the end. If you didn't notice, she's like, "Oh my god, wait!" I'm like, "What?"
I guess she stands by her man. I guess.
Maybe she's like a gold digger. You never know.
Oh, maybe. I'm sure he's very rich. But
Like,
speaking of what you were just talking about, I did love this scene where he kills the guy with the shield. Like
yeah,
once they
that was
decide,
like that was
I
crazy.
I would have rather that scene not existed because I didn't want him to become evil. But I think you could have done that
That
in
was
an
so
anti-hero
riveting. That
way.
was so cool.
It was. I mean, I love the idea that this new guy's actually killing people, but I feel like that started him really becoming evil. Well, not started, but it was like the clear. We're like, okay, yeah, this is the point of no return, kind of. And I wish I don't know, it bothered me.
You see, I felt like that shield was when with him coming with the shield was like symbolism. Like the shield symbolizes peace, as you know.
Oh, I love the symbolism behind it.
Yeah, as a peace,
Yeah,
and then him killing it
yeah,
proves
obviously.
that there is no peace anymore with Captain America.
I
Captain
picked up on that
America
a little bit.
is not a bad person. I thought that symbolism was pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
like I said, I love this scene, and like while it was happening, my jaw was dropped because of how great it was, and obviously, just what was happening. But I just think I would have rathered it not existed. But once they decided it was going to exist, I think they did it the best way they could have. I guess that's the best way to put it. For me.
I thought it was cool.
So
I thought him being bad was a good idea.
I don't know. It bothered me because I thought they were setting up the character so well, and it just I don't know, kind of devolved for me. But all right. So those are our thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier. So what did you think of Loki?
I thought it was amazing. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
There was no episodes that were bad. Zero, in my opinion. There was no bad parts.
I agree with that.
I thought all of it was amazing. I thought the character, this spin on the character of Loki was so good, and how he's not the superior Loki as you see in later episodes.
Sure.
I thought the whole entire mystery of who was running the TVA was amazing. I thought all the side characters was amazing. Owen Scott's character was so
Owen
good.
Wilson.
Owen, whatever, same thing. Owen Wilson.
You told me to correct you last time, so I'm correcting you now.
Owen Wilson's character was amazing. I thought that was so good.
Mobius. Yeah, he was really good.
That like.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah, that the whole entire thing was like that they all think that they're made from the timekeepers, but then in the ending the whole entire mystery joking that they're not, and like and then like they're in the middle of the season they were saying Loki asked him, oh, how do you believe in this? And it's so crazy. He was like, how, and you believe that and people believe that your dad is Odin, the god, and you're also a god. So isn't that crazy? Also, I thought the whole entire like religious spin was pretty cool. Also, then it was just all a good show. I loved it. I loved the last episode because what's it called? It was just talking like you were telling me before. It was just talking. There was not really many action scenes in the whole entire show besides for like 4 or 5 of them. There weren't that many of them, which I didn't think that was bad. I thought it was more like a cool mystery drama. I thought the whole entire show was great, and including the ending. And I'm very excited for season 2. So what about you?
So, I mean, I agree with most of what you said. I absolutely love the show. I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. So I just want to add a few things. So one, you did talk about this a little bit, but Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson were really good in the show. I mean, I don't know if they were as good as Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, but they're all kind of right there. So, I mean, yeah, they were really good. I love the mystery they were building around the TVA, and I love that it was Kang who was running it, but I don't know if that wasn't the real Kang that I'm assuming we're going to see as the villain of Ant-Man 3.
I understand who that was.
That was Jonathan Majors' character at the very end. He was the He Who Remains guy.
I know. Who was King? I didn't look it up yet. I literally just finished watching it like 20 minutes ago.
I did not look it up either. But I mean, I don't read the comics. But I mean, he's Kang the Conqueror. He's a bad guy.
Oh, Kang the Conqueror. Okay.
But that is him. But I'm assuming when he's talking about like other versions of himself are going to wage a war. That's what we're going to see. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about that stuff a bit later. But so I mean, yeah, I really my main problem with the final episode is that, well, obviously a lot did happen with the multiverse war seemingly starting up again, and then obviously that huge cliffhanger where he's in the alternate reality, where Loki's in the alternate reality was obviously also crazy. Just my main problem was we didn't get a ton of payoff to what we were expecting. I mean, we did get with Sylvie, where she actually killed the person who was in charge of, her losing her life. But,
Yeah.
well, life is in, just her life, not like her actual life, but, well, whatever. So we did get with that, but it felt like this was only there. I mean, obviously it was a really good show, but it felt like it was just there to set up more, whether it be season 2 or Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, or just the future of the MCU, which is where I think this stuff is going with a huge multiverse clash or whatever. But it felt like I wanted more resolution right here and now. But
Well,
knowing
that's
that
why
there's
there's
going to be,
two.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is since they're getting a season 2, it might make up for it. But also, it has to know when that's coming. Like, is that going to be after Spider-Man, after Doctor Strange, or is that going to be like, oh, they're about to start filming it and we're going to get it soon? But we'll talk about that later. But so I mean, yeah, I really did like the
Okay.
show. It was really good. But so what? Unless do you have anything to add on that?
No, I agree with that. I
About
agree with
Loki
all
is
of
that
that.
today, and there was a post-credit scene in the finale which confirmed that Loki will return for season 2, which is very different from Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, where they did not confirm a season 2, and it seems very unlikely that we will get one because it seems like those character storylines will be continued elsewhere in other MCU projects.
Well, they
But
did
this one will
confirm
be
that Wanda was going to be in Multiverse of Madness, so.
yes, and I don't think they confirmed anything about the other Falcon and Winter Soldier characters,
Well,
but
that's not going to be season 2. That's probably just going to go. It's pretty much like an elongated Marvel movie, so it might
yeah.
just be right there. That's it.
Yeah, and then, well, actually, they have confirmed a Captain America 4 starring Falcon, or now
Well,
Captain
there you
America,
go.
so yeah, okay, so we got continuation there. So all these stories will obviously be continued somewhere. So Loki's will be continued in season 2, and Hollywood Reporter, which is a very reliable source today, they did not confirm this, but they say that it is very rumored, and it seems like it will happen based on what they said, that Loki will appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, along with several other characters who have already been confirmed, like Wanda from WandaVision. So how do you want to see Loki's story continue after the cliffhanger from this past week, from today's episode?
So I think if it's going to be Multiverse of Madness, I obviously think it's going to be part of the Multiversal War, whatever that was,
Yeah,
because
sure.
it would make a lot of sense in that way. It would make
Yeah, maybe
a
he
lot
could
of
be like
sense.
a helping Doctor Strange or something, like explain to him exactly
Like
what's
that, but like
happening, what
it's
caused
obvious.
this.
I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be in the multiversal war
Sure,
because
yeah.
um
It definitely seems like that's where we're heading right now.
it seems like really obvious.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm thinking of is that they may show Loki, but how did he get out of the TVA? What, especially because he's in a different universe. So maybe like at the end, maybe an end credits or something. Doctor Strange shows up at that universe. I don't think he's particularly gonna help him because again they're in different universes where King's still alive.
Well, I mean, I think what the Loki ending was saying was that he is now, when Sylvie pushed him through I don't remember what those things are
It's a
called,
different universe. Has to be, or at
yeah,
least
it was a different universe where Kang controlled the TVA, but very openly, and
yeah.
also he was in his comic costume, which means that this is probably an evil version.
It'd
So
be
yes, this is
definitely
probably
the version.
he is in a different universe than the MCU, which
So
I don't know what number that one is, but
yes, but
MCU.
either think it's gonna set up season 2 by Doctor Strange helping him, and then kind of like the beginning of season 1, the beginning of season 2 will show the end credit scene, just like how it showed the part in Avengers Endgame.
Sure.
But I don't think he's gonna have an open role because what are they gonna show in season 2 then?
I think what I'm thinking right now, which I don't know if this is what I think will happen or what I want to happen, but what if right after the events that we saw transpire at the very end of Loki, Doctor Strange just walks in and says like, cause let's just say he knows about the TVA cause he's the Sorcerer Supreme. He's in charge of defending Earth. So let's just say he immediately sensed that the multiverse was going crazy, going haywire. So then he went to let's just say he knows about the TVA. So then he went there and he sees Loki. So obviously that's kind of weird to him to see Loki cause I'm pretty sure they met
Yeah,
before.
but there's
Yes,
it's
yeah, they did in
universe.
Ragnarok.
How would they
So
go there?
I don't know.
And
I
the
mean, he's the
universe
source.
where it happened was a different TVA, so he wouldn't have to go there because the universe where the infringement happened, it was in a separate TVA than the one that Loki was in.
I know he doesn't have the time stone anymore, but I'm sure he does have other ways of going through realities. Like he has the ring thing. Maybe that can trans. I mean, I don't know exact lore of the ring things that they have. I don't the sling ring. I don't remember what it's called,
Oh
but
yeah. Oh my God, I had and oh my God, ready?
sure.
An epiphany, okay? So
The Epiphany,
maybe
sure.
you know how they what's it called? If Doctor Strange goes to the TVA, you know how they saw that like they use Infinity Stones as paperweights? Maybe that's how
Ooh.
he'll get the Time Stone again.
And I feel like if you do that, you're opening a lot of potential there because then it's like, why doesn't he just take all the Infinity Stones and give them all
We
to the
wouldn't do
Avengers? And
that.
then
We wouldn't do that.
yeah, actually, you know what? You're right because Doctor Strange understands that putting things out of balance, especially right now, would be
Not only that, it's just
kind of bad.
cause the whole entire ruckus that all the that
Yeah,
they people know that say something leaks or whatever that the Avengers have the Infinity Stones. There's
yeah,
people
that would
who are
be.
gonna go after it. So I think it would just be the Time Stone, which I think would be pretty cool.
So that would be cool. But let's just say he gets to Loki, and then Loki probably right now wants to find Sylvie because he obviously knows that she killed Kang or what I don't remember. He who remains, I think, is what they were calling him. So he obviously knows that. So I think he's gonna be like, how do I get to Sylvie? And then Doctor Strange tells him like, you explain to me everything that happened. I'll get you to Sylvie, and then he just leaves. And then maybe we have an end credit scene which sets up season two. But that's really all Loki does. Like minutes, he's
Oh
just
yeah,
looking very
yeah.
frantic.
They're not gonna put in a big role for him because then there wouldn't be season two. It wouldn't make
Yeah,
any
it would
sense.
basically wasn't Thor Ragnarok. He showed up for a little bit, he helped out with the plot, and then he left. So maybe that's what Loki would do. Like he would explain to him exactly what happened, then Doctor Strange would take him to Sylvie, and then he would be gone. Doctor Strange would go on his merry way, doing whatever he does that he's doing to save the multiverse. But so yeah, I think we both have similar ideas on how we want
I,
Loki's story continued. I think.
it would be pretty cool if King the Conqueror was the main antagonist of Multiverse of Madness because it would make sense.
Honestly, right now, my working theory is that it's going to be Wanda. I think she's going to try to do something because she knows that her kids are alive, and I think she's going to do something wrong to try to get them. So I think but I mean,
Or
Kang
maybe
is
she works with King. Because she's very vulnerable at this time. Maybe King will try to and
oh
he
yeah, like
knows
the
every
offer.
yeah King knows everything that's gonna happen, everything that's supposed to happen.
No, but also
So
remember that
she's very
When Sylvie and Loki first got to the castle, whatever they were calling it, Miss Minutes. She was offering them like exactly what they wanted, so they won't bother Kang. So I'm thinking maybe what you're saying is right, and Kang offers Wanda exactly what she wants, and in exchange she becomes evil or something like that. So
yeah.
that's how she becomes the antagonist of Doctor
I
Strange
give
too.
you vision back, your children.
Yeah,
You can live in that town again in a remote
that
place.
would be very interesting. But
It would tie into WandaVision very well.
Kang is confirmed though for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is
Oh,
coming sometime soon. So that we will see him then. I don't know when else we'll see him, but
I
Jonathan
genuinely
Majors has been
think
confirmed for that movie.
this ending of Loki I lead up to like all of Phase 5, 100%.
Yeah, I think this is where we're going with the MCU. I think we're going to get into the multiverse,
This
and
is the
that's
new Thanos.
yeah, yes,
King is
exactly.
the new
Because
Thanos.
I don't know if it'll necessarily be Kang, but the idea of the multiverse
The whole
collapsing.
entire multiversal war, the
Yes,
multiverse connecting. That is I think that is the new thing of the MCU
everything.
at least for the time being, until something crazy happens, like Captain Marvel dies or whatever.
That'll be the day when she dies. I don't think we're seeing that anytime
You know
soon.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I don't think we see that for a while.
where someone's contract ends.
uh, so I think we both generally agree on what we want from the future of Loki. So now it is time. What are your rankings of these three shows? So start from three. Let's go from 3 to 1.
It's a hard. Let me think. I think at number three.
So this is the worst one.
I know. I think like two of them are tied though, at least for me. And not
So
like tied. They're just
you can tell the tie.
two of them are so similar, and just the other one is so different. So I would think
Okay,
that
so
like
just
tied for because three and two I can't really decide would be
sure.
WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier
So
because
those are the worst two.
those are the worst
The
two. Well,
lesser two.
not they're both amazing, but just the
Lesser. Let's
lesser
go with.
two. And I can't really compare them to one another because they're just such different TV
Yeah, they're
shows
very different.
in their own way. And then
Yeah.
like Loki is my favorite one. I just enjoyed the whole entire season. It was amazing in my opinion. I
Sure.
didn't think there was like barely any flaws in my opinion. I thought there was like barely any flaws. It was just all amazing. The story was great, and how it leads up into the rest of the MCU at the ending was awesome. Also,
So yeah, I mean, my rankings are a little different. So going from worst to best would be Falcon or Soldier, because I talked about that. I really value creativity and uniqueness, and this one just didn't have it for me. Then after that would be, so middle would be Loki. I really liked it, and I'll talk about in a second why WandaVision gets the edge, which is WandaVision, each week I would dread those episodes ending. Like I would be keeping track of how much longer I had because I just wanted more. Like I wanted to know exactly what's happened. Well, with Loki,
That's why
I
you're
was,
doing Loki.
I did it during Loki to an extent, but I was never like, once an episode of Loki ended, I was like, okay, I'll wait a week and then I'm excited for a week, perhaps, for the next episode. But with WandaVision, I was like, I can't wait. Like, I need more. I was hoping there was an end credit scene just because I wanted more of what's happening. Because then obviously, they introduced, Evan Peters, which didn't amount to much, but they kept introducing these great mysteries, and I just really wanted to know the answers. And just with Loki, they obviously had the great mysteries with the TVA and stuff like that, but definitely not to the extent to me for WandaVision. So that's what gives WandaVision the edge, but they're both very, I agree that I do almost have kind of a tie, but if I do want to give the edge to WandaVision, I think that was the best one, and I know you disagree with that.
They were amazing shows. I can't deny that. I did think the whole entire Evan Peters thing would go so much differently than it went. Like, that was just a
Yes,
bad
that was very
idea.
odd.
I was like, I saw him, I'm like, oh my god, what are they gonna do with that character? And they made him pretty much non-existent, which I thought was just so bad.
I
It would have
agree
been
that it
so
definitely felt like they were
cool
just
if
playing us.
they were. It was 100% a joke. They could have had a different actor and it would have and would have
Yeah.
made everyone feel better. But
Yeah, like that was not a very, great
Evan
actor
Peters,
demanding role.
I would have been so happy if it tied into X-Men. I thought, and I think that may have just took the number two spot like that. I still think Loki would have
Like
been
Deadpool shows up at the end.
better. Of course, gotta have Deadpool.
I need Deadpool. I mean, you got your video coming up soon, which you all can look forward to about how the MCU can incorporate Deadpool into itself. But it definitely seems like that's happening. I don't know if any of you saw I know you did,
It
where you
confirmed
saw
it.
that Korg Deadpool reacting to the Free Guy trailer thing,
Was just
which
saying, if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. It's
oh,
hilarious.
it's so funny. But he did confirm that, which has already been confirmed that there will be a Deadpool 3, which is obviously super exciting. And he was asking Korg, obviously jokingly, about tips to get into the MCU, which was a very funny scene, but I have to imagine this means I know that they said it would, but I feel like this is definitely
He
confirmation.
said in my next movie, like, oh, you're slacking off for my next movie.
Yeah.
He said my next
Yeah.
movie, which obviously means that it's happening. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of when.
Yeah, so definitely, check that out, but honestly very excited for Deadpool 3. And if you do want a video talking about different characters they can introduce from other Marvel non-MCU movies through the multiverse, definitely comment that. And comment what you thought of these shows and what your specific rankings of these would be.